Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first reading vlog of 2025. I do want to say last month I did attempt to do a reading vlog, and literally the week that I was starting to vlog, my husband got the flu, then my daughter got the flu, then my son got the stomach virus, then I got the flu, and then I got COVID, and it spread to everyone. So obviously it was a fail for last month. So we're gonna try it again this month, and this is a true week where I really try to time my reading vlogs with like books I'm really interested in reading. And this, I was like, you know what? No, I want to be more authentic this year. And if I go into a reading vlog with not knowing what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do, because I think you guys like authenticity. I do. I think you guys like seeing my messy real life. So here we are. I say that as I'm like fully decked out. I just got finished filming a couple videos. That's why. Do I look like this? No. 90% of the time, I usually just have mascara, blush on, and a t-shirt and leggings. Yeah, I'm like authentic, and then I'm like this. Either way, these are just a few books I would like to read this month. So we're just gonna look at them together. So since it's kind of near the Valentine's Day, the one I'm really feeling drawn to is a new release, and that is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. And I do have this on ebook, so I did just start this, and I'm enjoying it. I'm maybe like 5 chapters the way through, and it's cute. It's very much inspired by Sleepless in Seattle, and if you don't know, I'm a big Nora Ephron fan. Like, my favorite movies, some of them are You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally. Love them. So this is one definitively I know I'll read. The other ones, I don't know. I have a stack like this, and I just bought another book that came out today, Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, I like to read, but other than that, I don't know. So I'm just not going to put any pressure on myself for this. So I'm going to for sure read this one, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm going to try to make this vlog a week and a half, and just whatever I read during that time is what I'll read. I do want to thank the sponsor of this vlog before I go any further, and that is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chats with your therapist. Make it super easy. In case you're someone that's really new to therapy or really toying with the idea of therapy, all you have to do is go onto their site, and they ask you a survey of basically, hey, why are you at this site today? Why are you looking for therapy? What you're looking to get out of therapy, maybe what you're struggling with. And from there, they will match you with a therapist. And what's great is when you're matched with a therapist, maybe you feel like it's not really jiving well, you and your therapist, because that is very important for you to connect with your therapist, feel like you can share with them. And sometimes you don't have that connection, and that's okay, because not every single person connects with every other person, you know what I mean? BetterHelp offers a free switch of therapist for you to just switch a therapist, and maybe the next one will be better for you and a better fit. So that is amazing. They are really trying to find the right therapist for you. Therapy is always beneficial. It is something very new to me that I'm still dealing with, and I go to therapy for a multitude of reasons, as most of us do, with anxiety. I have past trauma when it comes to parental things. I am a special needs mom. That's a lot to deal with in itself. It's a lot of things, and therapy is always great, so you can talk to someone that can be a neutral party that can help you out, and it's just phenomenal. No one should ever be bashed for having therapy or going to therapy, because it's going to benefit you, and if it benefits you, it benefits everyone else around you, because it makes the best version of yourself. So therapy is always phenomenal. I always recommend it. And in case you're still like, I'm not sure, I don't want to put a lot of money into it, in case I'm not, getting a lot out of it, I have a code for you. You can go to the site www.betterhelp.com/bookables and get 10% off of your first month. So you can try it before you buy it, see if it's working out for you, and then you can keep extending your subscription and things like that. I always recommend BetterHelp. They are just amazing. They're a great company, and they want to help you, and that's the best thing. Join the 3 million plus people today by taking charge of your mental health by getting a experienced BetterHelp therapist. It will help you. It'll be amazing. I promise you that. I'll leave the links down below in case you want to learn more about it, but I always will recommend therapy, and it's phenomenal. So thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this vlog. Now let's get back onto the content. it is a day later, and I wanted to update you on my reading. Sorry for the lighting. I just want to say before I get into my update, yesterday, as you saw with the vlog montage, it was great. It was like 70 degrees outside, and it was like the 3rd of February, which you would think is unheard of, but I live in Southern Virginia, and there are a few days of cold months where it is usually cold 90% of the time. There's a few days scattered in there where it's really nice days, and those days, we're freaking outside all day. I take advantage of that, and it really boosts my mood a ton. And then we go back to today where the high's like 40 and it's dreary and there's no sun. I'm like, ugh, and it makes me feel ugh. So yeah, either way, I'm wearing my Read More Book shirt. I did want to update you on my reading. So I'm officially halfway through First Time Caller by B.K. Borson, and I'm really enjoying it. It is the perfect book to read near Valentine's Day. It's got that kind of really cute love. I haven't told you what it's about, so it's pretty much a inspired Sleeps in Seattle, and I can really see it is going for that. So we follow 2 characters. We follow Aiden Valentine and Lucy. And Aiden Valentine is, see you later, dog. She's like, fine, I don't want to be in this cold room. And I can't blame her. Can you tell? Anyway, so we follow Aiden Valentine and Lucy. And Aiden Valentine is, of course, a radio host of Baltimore, Maryland. I believe it's Maryland, yeah. Radio show called Heartstrings where people call in for his love advice. But he's a little bit jaded. He doesn't believe in love. People that call him are just horrible. And then one day, a little girl calls in, and who shall it be but Maya? She's a 12-year-old, and she feels like her mom is really missing out on love. She thinks her mom's lonely, and her mom's Lucy, so she answers the phone. She's like, who are you talking to my daughter? This is not okay. And eventually what comes to be, Lucy actually goes on to the show multiple times a week to help trying to find love because she is kind of looking for love. And you can clearly see where the book's going. Aiden and Lucy are going to get together, but they haven't gotten there yet. So it's nice. It's a nice slow kind of burn, but it's really cute. I adore it. I adore Lucy. I adore Aiden. I'm going to enjoy them get together soon. I think the seeds of attraction are in there right now, and maybe they're starting to realize it. But yeah, like I said, I am halfway through, and everyone, it's been a couple days. I apologize, but I do want to say I have officially finished my first book for this reading vlog. First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. I loved it. Dare I say, I feel like I want to give this book a 5 out of 5. I just really enjoyed it. I had such a good time with it. It was pitched as kind of very Sleeps in Seattle inspired, and I fully agree with that. I love the romance between the two. I thought it was very organic. It had some steamy times. I love the support system Lucy had, and I just overall really enjoyed it. B.K. Borson is becoming one of my favorite authors. She just writes really good romances, and I'd say if you're a big Nora Ephron fan and love, obviously, Sleepless in Seattle, but When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, I think this is a definite read. And I will say, I looked at the good reviews after, and there's been a lot of mixed ones. I loved it. I really did. I liked the relationship. I thought it, I also like the third act. In romances, there's always like a third act breakup. And I always get tired of those because it's like you're both adults, communicate. And I feel like Lucy communicated herself really well in that third act, and Aiden listened and, stuff like that. And I thought it was done really, really well. So I thoroughly enjoyed this and would highly recommend checking this one out. Moving on to my next read, I was like very much debating on what to read next, but I decided to read Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young because I want to keep this romance train going because I really enjoyed First Time Caller so much. And this is her newest book. She wrote Out on a Limb, which I have read. That was previously an indie published book, and then it got picked up by a publisher. And this one's kind of the, not sequel, but companion novel, I will say. So in the first book, Out on a Limb, we follow Winnie and Bo, and then you also get Winnie's best friend, Sarah, and Sarah's been married to Caleb for a long time, and this is their book. So what I loved about this is it says a married couple joins a week-long wilderness expedition to help them reconnect in this heartfelt companion. And then what I loved even more is what I read at the very beginning because it really just spoke to me. It said, it was an author's note, obviously, and it said, my husband Ben and I began dating in high school and got married when I was 18, which in hindsight is a crazy thing to do. Thankfully, we're still happily together, not without effort, not without painful lessons, not without struggle.
But ultimately, I'm lucky to say that I'm married to my best friend. There's no one else who I'm rather spend time with. No other person can make me laugh harder or make me feel safer. We were just among the lucky and not so lucky few who met their person a little too young, which is the inspiration of this novel. Out of the Woods is my love letter to all of us who met their soulmate before they had a chance to fully meet themselves. I wanted to write a story that reflected the delicate dance of being madly, deeply in love with your significant other, but desperately seeking independence, evolution, and change. It's also for all of us following a traumatic event felt frozen in time. Sarah and Caleb have been together for more than half their lives by the time we meet them in Out of the Woods. Their love stories filled with their love stories one filled with hopefulness, familiarity, inside jokes, shared history, grief, friendship, and intimacy. I hope you love them as much as I do. And then she also gives content warnings. And I loved reading that author's note because I got married very young. I was 20 when I got married, barely an adult. Oh gosh. And I have been married now for 16 years. We're going on 17 years this year. And marriage is hard. If you ever meet somebody that's like, marriage is super easy and they've been married a while, I don't know about that. Marriage is hard. It is difficult. You change as a person. Who I am at 20 is vastly different than who I am at 36. Who my husband was at 20 is vastly different than who he is now. We had kids. Sarah and Caleb do not have kids. They don't want to have kids, which I totally respect. But still, nevertheless, you change in life. You're not the same person as when you first got married because you grow and change. And I'm just very excited to read this book because I feel very connected with Sarah because a lot of times my identity gets lost in motherhood and I don't feel like I even have a name other than mom, because I'm doing everything for everyone else and I don't have time. I say that, but today I have like 3 hours of free time, thankfully to my amazing husband. But it's hard. Marriage is tough. You're going to go through really, really hard years. Last year was one of the hardest years I ever had in my life for family reasons, for marriage reasons. It's just all of it. It's tough. So I'm very excited to see Sarah and Caleb's how it grows and how they're going to face these difficult times. And I'm going to let you know. I'm very excited about this one. It is only like 300 pages, so hopefully it shouldn't take me long. And I'm also wearing a Force Wing shirt. I know, but it's really comfy and it has dragons on it, so that's my excuse.
You got your blue shoes in the way you wear your hat makes me smile. You're dancing like nobody's watching, but I've watched you for a while. What's the song you're singing? Can I come over and introduce my...
Hello everyone, it's been a couple days. I do want to update you. I'm officially halfway through Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young, and I am really enjoying this. And I'm not surprised at all because I did really like her book Out on a Limb, but I thought this one I was going to connect with so much because I've been married for a long time and I just thought I would connect with the characters, and I definitely am. It's really good. That's all I have to say. So we follow two characters, Sarah and Caleb, as I told you about. They basically are kind of in a rut in their marriage. They've been married for a long time. They've been together since they're high school sweethearts, and they got married too young. And they both kind of realized that because of the circumstances they were in, because Sarah's mother was sadly dying from LSA, I forget how that is, Lou Gehrig's disease pretty much. And she knew she was going to marry Caleb. She always knew she was going to be her soulmate in any life. So she just decided they can get married before her mom dies so her mom can see it. But she's been really struggling. They've always had these two roles in their marriage. Like Caleb has always been the protector, the provider, the one that cares for Sarah because she's been kind of, as she says, kind of like a broken bird. And she's kind of ready to have things that she's proud of because she looks back at her life and she has really nothing that she feels that she's accomplished. There's nothing that she's proud of that's her own. And I just really connect with that. They're on this basically 7-day wilderness marriage retreat and they're learning a lot about each other and how their marriage is. And I am just connecting with it so much because I've been married for 16 years, a long time. I got married too young. And if I think about it,
it doesn't matter when I would get married, it would be to my husband because he is my soulmate. But man, you are so different when you're young and you grow into different people. But the journey is, I like the way she said, forget exactly what she said. There's so many quotable things in this book. I like how she says, you know, because she's realizing she's different and she's changing and he's scared of change and things like that. And he's just really scared of losing her. And she says, if you give me the space to grow, I'll plant myself next to you always. And that is just a perfect representation of marriage. You can grow as individual flowers, but you can still be in the same garden bed and still be entwined with each other. And that is exactly how it should be. I just connect with Sarah a lot because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and early on in my stay-at-home mom days, I didn't really have an identity. I'm so glad that I have BookTube because I do get to provide for my family some, and it is a big outlet for me other than just being a stay-at-home mom. And that's no slight against the stay-at-home moms that is their sole purpose. That is amazing. I love that. I really, really, truly do. And there's no slights against to moms that work. You know, everyone has different paths and trajectories for their own life, and it takes a long time to find it. And I'm 36, and I won't say I was very comfortable with myself and who I am and my life's purpose until probably these last few years, honestly. Like, it takes a long time to finally settle into your skin, and, you know, it's just how it goes. But man, if you just want a great book about marriage and the dynamics of it, and still loving each other while still working through yourselves, this is a great one. I'm only halfway through, and I could feel like it could be a 5 stars, honestly. So there's that. Hello, everyone. Last clip of the vlog. Sorry. I don't have literally any makeup on, so I look probably horrible. But regardless, I'm here to tell you I officially finished Out of the Woods by Hannah Bohm Young. And again, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it was a full 5 out of 5 for me, but it was more of like a 4 or 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I connected with the characters. Like I told you, it's all about marriage. And as someone that's been married as long as these characters, I just really connected with it. So I would definitely recommend it, whether you've read Out on a Limb or not. I would say they are both really good on their own, but they do have interjoining characters, but you can read them on their own. But I would have to say, out of the two, this is definitely my favorite because I just connected with it more. So I would have to say this is my most successful reading vlog I've had in a while. I've enjoyed both of these really a lot. I enjoyed both of these a ton and would highly recommend them. So if you want some good romances for this month, even though Valentine's Day is past, I would highly recommend checking out these two. So glad I read it. And it's the 11th, and I've only read these 2 books. Oh gosh, I'm kind of in a slump. I don't know why. It's the weather. It's the weather. It's literally snowing outside. I hate winter. But either way, let me know if you've read these or you're going to read them. I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you with another video very soon. Bye.